Progressive Field in Cleveland today. It's the Angels and the Guardians wrapping up this three-game series. Cleveland has won the first two. And the Angels shaking up their lineup a bit today with Vaughn Grissom getting the start in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, Wayne, he's been really good swinging the baseball and bat on the road so far. Solid defensively, been really hitting the ball well. On the road so far this season in 12 starts, he's hitting just under 350, slugging at 592 and 6 doubles and an OPS 992. And that home run he hit to right center, that's exactly what you want going against Messick today, because he's going to throw that changeup and fastball away.
Now, Vaughn Grissom has teed off lately, batting leadoff for the first time this year today, but he has certainly been successful throughout this season so far. He's at 347 on the road. You see some of these highlights have come in road games this year, including his first home run since 2022, and he hit his second here last night.
I mean, when you think about where he is in the leadoff spot, he's a guy that works counts really well, doesn't chase a lot out of the strike zone. So if you're on deck, if you're Mike Trout, you're seeing all those pitches he may throw during the course of his at-bat too. So everybody in the dugout and the on-deck circle are going to be better off doing it because they're seeing so many more pitches.
Oh yeah, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Alive and well in that place.
Yes, indeed, for the win today. Let's go.
Angels baseball on ABTV is brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. By Jack in the Box, Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. And by StubHub, proud partner of Angels baseball. Well, the sun's out here in Cleveland this afternoon. That's a welcome sign at least. Although it's still not that warm.
Not yet. Well, we're going to see some warmth for about 10 days when we get home tonight.
Oh, I'm ready to go back to California. Irvine Auto Center is giving us the Angels lineup today with Grissom in the leadoff spot. Trout bats second. It's Joe Adele hitting third today after batting seventh last night. Jorge Soler is the DH. Peraza's at second base. Zach Neto moves down to the sixth spot today. Moncada getting a start against the lefty as he plays third. Rivero's catching. Teodosio is in left field today as the Angels try to sneak a win out of Cleveland after losing 2 of 3 in Toronto. They won the last game against the Blue Jays. They'll try to do the same here against the Guardians, but tough test with a guy who's probably been their best pitcher so far this year, the left-hander Parker Messick.
Yeah, with a whip of under 1, so not a lot of walks, not a lot of traffic, not a lot of hits. It's a 208 batting average against him. My go-tos, though, to be successful against him this afternoon is really you have to power that mistake slider. He's given up a couple home runs, a slugging percentage over 520 on the slider, but don't be over aggressive on this changeup. A 44.2 whiff percentage with 28 strikeouts on his changeup today. And the defense behind him, well, he's going to be around the strike zone, especially when you think about, positions you're going to be at, and it's going to be always a difficult task when you think about this defense for the Guardians. They play a lot of go when you got Fry Martinez, but also Schneemann playing third base today. It's his 12th start after playing center field to start. He's a third baseman, the guy with a good changeup. Generally, that's a lot of action at third base.
Yeah, how's that for versatility? Playing center field one day and then third base the next.
Go from the hot corner out to center field.
As Daniel Schneemann does today. Well, ready to get started here in Cleveland, and the first pitch to Vaughn Grissom is ball 1. Zach Neto has led off all season, hitting in the 6th hole today. It's Grissom batting first. Certainly Grissom has earned more opportunities with what he has done so far this year. As he pops this one up foul toward the right side and out of play. And crisp 55 degrees at first pitch here today for Zach Neto. Kurt Suzuki calls it just taking some of the pressure off of Neto, who has certainly had his fair share of slumping, a lot of strikeouts so far this year.
And he feels so much of the the burden of the team at that leadoff spot is the opportunity to be able to relax, go into a more run-producing position in number 6 spot in the lineup.
We'll see if Neto does get some RBI chances along the way. Of course, that'll be up to the others in front of him to provide those this afternoon against a guy who's been a tough customer this year in Messick. 2 balls and 1 strike the count as Grissom chops one foul, and it's 2-2. Messick with a 2.30 ERA in his first 8 starts. He's gone at least 5 innings in all of them, and he took a no-hitter into the 9th inning in a game against the Orioles earlier this year, as he was bidding to become the first Cleveland pitcher to throw a no-hitter since Len Barker's perfect game in 1981.
Number 77 See that too often.
6 different Cleveland pitchers have lost a no-hitter in the 9th inning since Len Barker's perfect game. And Messick now added to that list after he gave up a hit to Leody Taveras starting the 9th inning in that Guardians-Orioles game about a month ago.
Rick Manning caught that. He's been around a long time.
That's a grounder foul.
That's exactly what we talked about, Wayne, with Grissom. Is a long at bat here right away. That leadoff batter, 3-2 count. Kind of reminds me, I'm looking out at Messick, Greg Swindell, when he first came up with Cleveland. He's a real good pitcher, an all-star pitcher for Cleveland.
Tom Hamilton says he has a Mark Burley-like quickness about him on the mound as well. 3-2 on Grissom, who continues to foul pitches off here. So Grissom working along at bat to start this game.
Let's take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. His pitch arsenal. He's got quite a few pitches. A 4-seam fastball, although a changeup, that's his best pitch. A sinker, cutter, curveball, and slider. A lot of each pitch. That's a great at bat. Great at bat for Grissom.
Leadoff man is on. Vaughn Grissom takes ball 4, 8 pitches. And that's exactly what you want to see from your leadoff man to start a game.
Den Chase gives Trout an opportunity to see the pitches that Messick has. Nobody's faced him before. His first time against the Halos.
This is the 16th major league start for Messick. He has a 2.49 ERA so far in his first 15. He pitched well when he got the call last year. As Trout pops up the first pitch to right, it's easy for Chase DeLauder as the wind pushes the ball back a little deeper into right field, but DeLauder has it for out number 1. That ball really carried on a ball that was not hit very hard.
First came to the yard today, Wayne. I was looking at the flags blown out. It's going to carry really good to right field, right center today, and it's not quite as crisp and firm to win, but it's going to carry pretty well. And that ball just kept going and going.
It certainly did. Off the bat of Trout, a fly out to DeLauder in right field. And now it is Joe Adell batting in the number 3 spot today. He's hammered left-handed pitching. Adell hitting .327. All 6 of his home runs this year have come against southpaws. He's tied with Yordan Alvarez for the major league lead in home runs against lefties.
If he stays back on, I think he could have a good game, especially going the right field with that carry, especially with this changeup that Messick will throw.
On the dirt, Grissom will stay at first base. 2 balls and no strikes. Messick has only allowed 4 home runs this year, 3 of them in 1 outing against the A's in Sacramento. Otherwise, he's been tough to knock out of the ballpark.
Good pitch right now. You think maybe you'll see that changeup.
That's a strike on the fastball from Messick. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that was a pitch right there to Joe to hit and crush to right center. Joe's had a tough time with changeups. A batting average well over under 100.
There's that changeup to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes on Joe Adell. Adell hitting 3rd today, hit 7th yesterday. In the first game of this series, he was batting cleanup. Does that mess with the hitter at all, that their approach might have to change based on where they are in the lineup?
You want to say no, but I think it does play a big effect in there.
Adell late on that fastball. It looked like he was geared up for the changeup there, and he was very late on that 95 from Messick. 2 outs. The reason to ask is because you're asked of something different when you're in different spots in the order. When you're hitting 3rd, it's not quite the same ask as when you're hitting 7th.
Yeah, because when you're hitting 3rd, you're protecting Mike Trout in the lineup. When you're hitting 4th, you're the guy that's supposed to be able to the cleanup hitter, driving all the runs down lower part of the lineup. You're just up there to try to drive the ball.
Jorge Soler hits a line drive that's caught by a leaping Brian Rocchio to end the inning. The grab by Rocchio and that leadoff walk doesn't turn into anything for the Angels in the first.
Sounds like they're going to be offering you 175.
Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels. 6 walks in his last start. And kind of a mixed bag for Detmers so far this year.
And I think he even said it to Eric after the game. He was trying, because they were not chasing out of the zone. It played into his mind and thinking strikeouts. Now I just think it's his outs. And my go-tos for Reed Detmers to have a solid game here today is that slider depth for punch-outs. When you get the 2 strikes, use that. 22 strikeouts at 32.6 whip percentage. But upper corners with his fastball, get some pop-ups, some swing and miss, and even an occasional ground ball. But trust the ability to throw strikes and then get ahead and finish with a slider. That's a pretty good pitch right away.
First pitch ball to Angel Martinez batting in the leadoff spot today. Martinez
That's a strike, by the way, right away.
Well, it was. Angels did not challenge it. You know, it has been interesting to watch these challenges unfold over the first several weeks of the season. When should you pull the trigger? And when shouldn't you? We've seen a lot of challenges lost early in games in really low leverage spots. 2-0 the count, and that is a strike to make it 2-1 on Martinez. You know, the first pitch of the game, you don't want to lose it, but if you know what the strikes are, if you're behind the plate and the catchers have been the best at challenging pitches, well, then you should have some confidence that you won't lose the challenge there. Martinez drives one to left field. It's Teodosio watching it fly, and it's gone. Angel Martinez, who homered last night, had one robbed by Adele as well. It's a leadoff home run today.
And the slider was down below the strike zone, too. Boy, he went down and just golfed that one out. 106.3 miles per hour off the bat, too. Slider down. That's whatever they're talking. Kurt Suzuki's wondering where that pitch was.
It's the 7th home run for Martinez. He leads the Guardians in that category now. It's Jose Ramirez batting here against Detmers, hitting in the number 2 spot for the first time this season. Ramirez takes ball 1. He was batting second last year when he hit his 3-homer game against the Angels at the Big A. That was in the home opener last year for the Halos.
You see with this pitch, a slider that was down, and he went down and got it. You know, as a switch hitter too, you prefer the ball down most times. It was middle, but it was down below the strike zone. He still was able to power that out after all fastballs before.
Really a similar spot to the home run he hit yesterday from the left side of the plate off of Rainion. A changeup that was toward the bottom of the zone.
But as a pitcher, you can't allow that to affect the rest of your performance today.
3-0 on Ramirez, and it's a 4-pitch walk following the leadoff home run. Now, Cleveland's lineup has been very productive at the bottom of the order. Martinez with the first RBI driven in by anyone batting 1 through 5 in this series, as DeLauder bats third today. Rhys Hoskins in the lineup at first base for Cleveland. Bazzana, the former #1 overall pick, at second base, hitting in the 6th spot today. Here is DeLauder, who hit a bunch of home runs in the first week of the season and hasn't hit quite as many since. Still has just 6 homers on the year after knocking out 5 right away.
Devers keep an eye on Ramirez. 16 stolen bases, only been caught twice.
He leads the American League in steals, and he has a big lead as Detmers has already thrown over twice.
Every once in a while, you'll see a team put a pitch out on after 2 pickoff throws. A little bit bigger lead now for Ramirez. A lot bigger lead, a huge lead.
An enormous lead, and he's taking off. That'll be an easy stolen base, even though Rivero made it somewhat close with a good throw. Ramirez with his 17th bag of the year.
That's why I was thinking you might have a pitch out there.
It effectively was a pitch out, a fastball over the outside part of the plate.
He's such a smart base runner.
Ball in the dirt here, and it's 1 ball 1 strike on DeLauder. So the Guardians with a quick start here. Angel Martinez hitting a home run. You know, the Angels are one of the few teams, maybe the only team, with the possibility that someone who has their team name as a first name can hit a home run against them. You can't do that. There's nobody named Guardian hitting a home run against the Guardians. 2 balls and a strike on DeLauder.
Ramirez done a nice job. A couple pitches in the dirt already in the sequence since Ramirez got to second base.
Two balls and 1 strike. This is the second straight time that Detmers has faced a team that is a patient team. The Blue Jays don't chase a lot. They swing at a lot of strikes. The Guardians only swing at all. They take a lot of pitches generally. Detmers walked 6, a career high in his last start. He's walked 1 already here. And DeLauder hits one right back at him off of Detmers. He goes to get the carom. Glove flip to first. Ruled safe as DeLauder for now has beaten that play out.
I think they got to check that one also.
They're going to check the play, and Detmers was rubbing at the back of his leg after being hit by that line drive.
That's the only play he had, was to be able to flip it too with the glove.
I think the Angels are going to review as Kurt Suzuki heads toward the mound to check on Detmers. So this will be a base hit for DeLauder.
Right on the line. Good play by Detmers recovering.
Pretty good stretch by Grissom at first. Hard to tell exactly there on that replay, but it's a very close play. Get a better look here. And DeLauder is safe.
Yeah, just getting that foot in there just before ball in the glove. Not going to be able to get a lot on that on the flip.
So Detmers will throw some practice pitches to make sure that leg isn't tightening up too much on him. The Angels do have Ryan Johnson back on their big league roster and potentially available in the bullpen today. Johnson was activated with Drew Pomeranz going on the injured list before the game this afternoon. But Detmers will stay in this game and face Rhys Hoskins as Johnson is available down in the bullpen today.
It's good to see him back and healthy. You see in the outfield, they're really playing Hoskins to pull. Well, even going back to you mentioned about that challenge, when's the right time. Reed Detmers on the mound last time, walked 6 guys. First pitch of the game is a strike, and rule the ball. If you challenge that, sometimes, you know us pitchers, Wayne. You know how we are. If you get that call to strike, you never know how that whole sequence ends up.
Swing and a miss, and it's always more valuable for pitchers to be ahead than behind. I mean, the numbers certainly dictate that.
And confidence too.
So what is a high leverage moment? Because that batter eventually hit a home run.
Yeah.
Now it's a high leverage play. There are obvious moments late in games where the leverage is clearer.
Yeah.
But you don't know how things are going to materialize over the course of a day. So these early in-game challenges, Martinez gets behind 0-1. It's a different at bat, different pitchings, different sequences. And maybe he stays in the ballpark there. Maybe that home run doesn't happen. So it's hard to say when you should pull the trigger. But if Rivero had any sense there that that pitch should have been a strike, then he should have just gone for it.
Just go for it, yes. Plus you're facing a great pitcher going right now in Messick, who hasn't been giving up a lot of runs. So that one run could be big.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Hoskins. Runners on the corners, still nobody out. And Hoskins looks at strike 3 call.
I was going to say that has to be called a strike.
So Detmers gets his first out and first strikeout, 1 away.
Perfect slider. 23rd strikeout with his slider.
Detmers has all the makings. I mean, what's the difference between Parker Messick and Reed Detmers? Not much.
No, I mean, I think even when you look at velocity on fastball, I think he's got a better one.
Yeah.
Reed Detmers.
Well, Messick might have a better changeup ultimately, but Detmers' changeup can be effective as well. There's one to Fry. 1 ball, no strikes.
Plus, he's got a great curveball too.
Yeah, I mean, you could say Detmers might have better stuff than Messick.
Yes, it's just a matter of throwing more strikes. He's been, for the most part, that last game out was a tough one for Detmers, but he's been good around the strike zone until that last one up in Toronto.
1 ball, no strikes on Fry. Little tapper out in front of home plate. Detmers will look at home, then throw to first to get the out. Ramirez scores, and it's 2-0 Cleveland. Detmers with a good job off the mound there to see if he had a play at the plate and then get the out at first.
And we're seeing this throughout this entire series, how good the Guardians are running the bases. That's just a great read and run down the line by Ramirez. No way Detmers going to make that play at home plate. So he took the out. That's a good play by Reed Detmers. It's a tough one because you think, I got to prevent that run. But you could put yourself in a big-time situation, have a huge inning going against you. Gets the out at first. You got to trust the offense.
RBI for Fry as the Guardians score a pair in this first inning. And, well, we heard men at work, so we know that Travis Bazana's on his way to the plate. Swinging and missing on the first pitch fastball from Detmers. Bazana, the #1 overall pick just 2 years ago, hitting just 195 at the major league level, but his eye has been impressive to start his big league career. His on base percentage is .400 as a result. DeLauder at second base with 2 outs. 2 runs home for Cleveland in this first inning. As Bazana whiffs twice now on fastballs from Detmers.
That's that 4-seam fastball. Good ride to it.
That's just off the plate. Another fastball from Detmers. 1-2. Throughout this series, the 6 through 9 spots in the Cleveland lineup have been productive. They've driven in all the runs so far in the first 2 games. Finally, the top of the order waking up here in this third game, scoring twice in the first inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, he's got an eye. I mean, these are 2 pretty close pitches with 2 strikes. Already a lot of pitches for Reed Detmers. 26th pitch coming up now.
Quite a journey for Bazana, the Australian native. As he hits a high fly ball to right center field. Trout and Adele converge. It's Adele calling for it to end the inning. A leadoff home run starts a 2-run inning for Cleveland in the first.
You go to Hyundai Key for the game today. We mentioned this. You were over the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Billy Idol, Rebel Yell. You got to get that energy going for the Halos here. To get that energy, get some good swings, and get the offense going. Rebel Yell, Billy Idol.
A good time yesterday at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, thank you for the Pink Floyd socks, man.
Absolutely. Oswald Peraza leads off the second. They didn't have any Taylor Swift socks, so they got an Erica pair too.
Soon.
All they had Elvis. They had Pink Floyd. As Peraza squibs one foul. They had a couple. Aerosmith, I think. A couple others. But it's cool over there at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It is awesome.
Different outfits and instruments that have been used by different bands over the years. Saturday Night Live exhibit up right now as Peraza bounces one foul behind home plate. No balls, 2 strikes on Oswald Peraza, who came in yesterday and had a pinch hit triple and a run scored. Getting started at second base today. He's worn out left-handed pitching as Messick misses with ball 1.
And he's really hit changeups well. Not many guys in the lineup for the Halos. We talk about the Guardians struggle with the changeups. The same thing for the Halos. Well, he's got 2 home runs and slugging .625 versus changeups this season.
Reaches out here and pokes one towards shallow right. DeLauder is coming in for it, and he makes the catch on the run. I feel like the wind was blowing toward right field, held that up a little bit, which allowed DeLauder to close in and make that catch.
And that was on a changeup in a perfect spot for Messick to throw it, but contact made for Peraza. Almost punched that into the outfield.
Well, here's Zach Neto with 1 out, batting in the number 6 spot in the order today. That average has curtailed down to 215 for Neto. The strikeouts have certainly piled up as Zach has hit with 62 punchouts this year, among the major league leaders in that category. And it's something that we have not seen to this degree from Neto, this amount of striking out. And the Angels hoping him hitting 6th today will give him a different perspective. Instead of having all that pressure built up to start the game and be the top of the order spark plug, it's to settle in a little bit from a different spot in the order.
He knows how important he is to the success of this team, both with his glove, but especially with his bat and his wheels. So he puts a lot of pressure on himself. Kurt Suzuki's hoping this little move down to lineup here today will allow him to relax and get his swing back.
2 balls and 1 strike. And just knowing Zach, as you said, he knows the importance of the team, and he wears the fact that this team has not succeeded much lately. They've lost 17 of their last 22. They're now 16 and 27 on the year. And it stands out that Neto has not been at his same level from what we have seen over the first few years of his major league career.
Catching pitches out in front of the plate, driving it. A lot of extra base hits between the home runs and the doubles, getting on base and stealing bags. 20 last year.
Good at bat here as he fouls off another 3-2 pitch from Messick.
You look at numbers he's put up already in his young career. He expects to get better and better. Continue to put those numbers up, so there's pressure on that.
There's ball 4. So Neto with a good at bat, fouled some pitches off and draws a 1-out walk.
1 walk yesterday, giving him now 26 walks on the season. He had 33 all of last year.
Now, he's still just 25 years old. He got to the big leagues very quickly. Not even a full year of minor league ball after being drafted in 2022. Even Zach is still a young player, and there's going to be ups and downs within that. We just haven't seen a lot of that from Neto until now.
He's aggressive on the bases. It's a tough combination. Messick and Hedges. He's quick to the plate. Hedges has a good throwing arm, although it's been not as good so far this season. 11 stolen bases, only 1 caught.
Yohan Moncada takes ball 2. Moncada has not hit much from the right side of the plate this year. He's only 1 for 19. Had some thumb issues and knee problems last year. It's this ball straight on the ground to Rocchio, and that will start a 6-4-3 double play.
Welcome back to Cleveland. Yes, as you've seen, a lineup shuffle for the Halos this afternoon in the finale. Kurt Suzuki moving Zach Neto out of that leadoff spot. Undetermined how long that might stand with Vaughn Grissom batting leadoff today. But again, he told me before the game today, it's just a lot of pressure in that leadoff spot for Neto. And he just wants to not have him feel like the weight of the world is on him right now. You already put enough pressure on yourself batting leadoff. And if you're scuffling, not playing how you want to play, you just add more pressure. So, of course, Kurt Suzuki did have a conversation with Zach last night ahead of that, just making sure they were on the same page. Zach told him whatever the team needs, he's good with it. Batting 6th, as you guys mentioned, also maybe some leadoff or some RBI chances for him as well. As far as Grissom batting leadoff today, he said he hasn't done it in his big league career as far as starting a game that way. Kurt Suzuki said he really likes the way he's been swinging the bat, give you a good AB. I said, what's your plan? What's your strategy? I'd love to hit a homer, he said, but we'll take the leadoff walk too.
He did his Ricky Henderson. Sometimes you will hit the home run leadoff, but he got the walk. Saw a lot of pitches. It's a really good at bat for Vaughn Grissom.
And I like the way Grissom wears his hat too. That's important to me.
Yeah, it is.
Daniel Schneemann leads off here in the second, lifts one toward left center. Trout moves over and in to make the catch. 1 out.
Good first step on that one to run that one down.
However, the Angels work the lineup. They need to score more runs.
Yes.
Lineup changes and the way you utilize a lineup ultimately is not terribly responsible for how much you score. Those guys have to produce regardless of where they hit. We've talked about the Guardians throughout this series. The bottom of the order has been productive for them, the most productive in the American League. A 720 OPS from the 6 through 9 hitters in the Cleveland lineup. Not something that they've ordinarily had here. Production from the bottom of the order. It certainly lifts a lineup when you get that. Austin Hedges with a pop up here. Neto and Peraza in the middle of the infield. It's Neto, the shortstop, with the catch. 2 outs here in the second. But 1 through 9, I mean, you could pick the lineup out of a hat. Ultimately, these guys need to be productive and do what they're supposed to do.
Wayne, yesterday the Guardians scored 2 runs without a hit in any inning. They had 2 leadoff walks, and they scored a run on each one of those innings without a hit.
There's Stephen Vogt with his twin sitting on the top of his shoulder there. Tony Arnerich, the bench coach. Swinging a foul back by Rocchio as he is the number 9 batter. Look at these two guys again.
Yes.
Twinning.
They changed unis though. No jacket. Just to change it up a little bit. When Phil Collins, no jacket required. This got in the Hall of Fame here.
There's a song for everything.
Yes,
isn't
there is.
No balls and 2 strikes on Rocchio. What's the song for you need to score more runs?
Rebel Yell. Yes, indeed.
Ah, yeah. 2 outs with the bases empty. 2 strikes on Rocchio. They have a gigantic video board here, and right now it's not working, so it just says Guardians in enormous letters. They could see that probably from any airplane heading in toward the Hopkins International Airport here in Cleveland.
Still remember looking up at that scoreboard. I think Mark McGwire almost hit that scoreboard. Got it up to the top 2 rows in left center. That is a mammoth shot.
Scoreboard looms large as Rocchio takes ball 1. I mean, that thing is huge. One giant screen from left field to just about left of center. And with it not showing anything right now, we just get an entirely massive Guardian script. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rocchio.
You got the Guardians above it too at Progressive Field, so they're making sure you know the name here.
Yeah, well, it's a fairly new name still. It's only the 5th season in which the Cleveland franchise has been known as the Guardians after being the Indians for many years.
Looking for Chris Pratt to run around there, Guardian of the Galaxy.
You know, at one point they were named the Naps, not because they were tired, but because of Nap Lajoie was the man here in Cleveland. So for a short time they were known as the Naps. There he is, Nap himself.
That's a great hat. He went.
Rocchio did go around. That's strike 3 in a 1-2-3 inning for Reed Detmers. Long live Rock.
Yes.
And Rebel Yell. 2-0. The Guardians lead the Angels as we get to the 3rd inning. Sebastian Rivero leads off. Good chance we'll see Logan O'Hoppe by the time the Angels are back home Friday night. The Freeway Series begins against the Dodgers. Jack Kohanowitz will be on the mound Friday. Jose Soriano Saturday. As Rivero, it's a bouncer in the hole. Long throw here for Rocchio, and he was slipping as he let it go. So it's a base hit for Sebastian Rivero, an infield single.
Every once in a while you need a break. He was getting to that baseball. It would have been a bang bang play with his throwing arm, but the slip. Infield hit for Rivero. Real good range of that shortstop position. And still throwing.
I mean, to make a throw even that far while slipping, Rocchio better be careful or the Cleveland Browns are going to come knocking on his door.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Teodosio bunted that in self-defense, and Schneemann cuts in front of the pitcher Messick to make the catch in foul territory. That ball was up around the top of the shoulder of Teodosio, and he bunted it straight in the air.
Back to the top of the lineup for Los Angeles. Now batting is the first baseman, number 5.
Actually was in fair territory. The umpire ruled foul. It looked like it was fair when Schneemann made that play.
That's the guy off the mound quickly on that one. Is a left-handed pitcher going to fall towards that side of the mound? He was quickly getting over there. He would have made the play.
I know you would have preferred that he made the play over Schneemann.
Yes.
1 out. Here is Vaughn Grissom back to the top of the order. Grissom walked his first time as Messick lays in a strike. Angels with their first hit of the game in this inning on Sebastian Rivero's infield hit.
Had a base runner in every inning so far against Messick. Nothing to show yet.
A couple of walks. Messick typically around the plate. Had a lot of strikeouts in the minor leagues. Hasn't struck out as many hitters at the big league level, but he'll still get his fair share. Had 9, a career high against the Orioles earlier this year, and 9 against the Rays as well. Ball 2 to Grissom. Just one strikeout though so far today for Messick, who went to Plant City High School in Florida. Only one other big league pitcher from there, and it's Kenny Rogers.
Mr. Perfect Game.
1994. Here's a bouncer up the middle. It's Rocchio grabbing that. He'll take it to second and throw to first for an inning-ending double play. Two of those from the Angels in the first 3 innings today. On the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one of the great places to visit here in Cleveland. And inside you see a whole lot of rock and roll icons, including Pink Floyd. And all in all, it's just another sock in the drawer.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Wayne, for that one.
Hey, you're welcome.
Solid look for me today.
It fits you to have your rock and roll. You have all your rock and roll T-shirts, and now you need some rock and roll socks.
I do need some rock and roll socks. I got an Ozzy sock. Now I got a Pink Floyd sock. I'm rocking.
Angel Martinez leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Hit a home run in the first as Martinez has homered now from both sides of the plate in this series. Almost had a 2-homer game yesterday if it weren't for Joe Adell with a home run robbery.
Clearly, I mean, for this whole series so far, he likes the pitches down. So you might want to run that 4-seamer at the hands inside. Joe Adell says, don't hit one my way.
Martinez does flip one foul toward the right. It's been in the organization for a while. He's really started to tap into some power this year. Martinez did hit 11 home runs in 139 games last year. 7 in just 41 games so far this year. His average is much higher as well.
6 stolen bases, also running well.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Back-to-back changeups going to the other side of the plate with it instead of that breaking ball down and in.
Bouncing ball to third base, juggled and dropped by Moncada. Well, it's one thing for Yohan Moncada to not totally run out a double play ground ball earlier in this game, and another here for a physical error to rear its head as well as Moncada juggles and drops. This should have been easy out.
Yeah, you go back and you back up on it, so it's making a longer throw too. And on the transfer, they're able to get the grip on the baseball. Now you got a stolen base threat over first base and a very, very good hitter at the plate.
Moncada's been getting still quite a lot of playing time, even today against a left-handed pitcher in the lineup. Commits an error to begin this inning. Now it's turned into a double as Martinez steals a base. It's the 4th error for Moncada this year, the 7th steal for Angel Martinez.
I remember there was a game where Reed Detmers against the Guardians, and they did a lot of stealing, and you don't think that against a lefty.
This is a strike on a challenge. It was not called a strike initially, and a good job there by Rivero to recognize that, you know, often you see when there's a stolen base attempt, the umpire doesn't get a good look with the catcher popping out of his crouch, so there'll be some obvious missed calls in that spot, and Rivero knew that landed plenty in the strike zone, so he was able to get that strike back after reviewing the play. One ball, one strike. Martinez dancing around at second base now. It's 2-1 on Jose Ramirez, who walked and scored his first time.
See, you put a pickoff on now. Timing play. Just turn, look at the runner, look to home, and then turn around and throw it.
Martinez takes off for third, and he'll steal that without a throw. Rivero doesn't let it go. Martinez gives the Guardians their 10th stolen base of third base this season, and he has turned the error by Moncada into a triple.
As soon as he saw him look towards home, he went.
Now the infield comes in as Ramirez squibs one foul.
Another pretty good slider there. Not an easy guy to punch out. Angels have pitched him well so far in this series. He's always a tough out.
Ramirez trying to hold his swing, and they said he did. Martinez now takes off for the plate, or did that ball hit Ramirez?
Well, you got to check him there to see if he went on the swing.
Well, they did that, but that does not make it a dead ball. Did that ball hit Ramirez?
Yeah, it got him in the foot, but if you swing at it.
Well, they checked the swing. They said Ramirez did not go around.
The batter was hit.
All right,
the batter was hit in the foot with the ball. He did not swing. Ball 4, first base. The runner goes back to third.
Yeah, so when the ball hit Ramirez, it becomes a dead ball. Martinez took off for the plate, which is what he's supposed to do, not knowing if that ball hit Ramirez or not. But he'll be sent back to third base, and Ramirez draws his second walk. Mike Maddox goes to the mound now.
You see them hit him on the bounce, got him on the foot.
Now, if that ball had hit Rivero and bounced away, it would not have been a dead ball. It's only because it hit the batter that it was a dead ball. Therefore, Martinez could not advance. The umpire, Dan Iasonia, there said it was ball 4. That's actually not the case.
Yeah, it's got to be a hit by pitch.
Not sure why he said that. The ball hit Ramirez, and that's a hit batsman. So runners on the corners. Ramirez runs right away, and it's DeLauder sending one to deep left center. It's Trout moving back toward the warning track to make the catch. Ramirez goes back to first. Martinez goes back to the plate, and the Guardians have a 3-0 lead as Yohan Moncada, with an error to start this inning, essentially gift wraps a run for the Guardians here. Angel Martinez stole 2 bases after reaching on the error and comes home on the sacrifice fly.
That's another run for the Guardians score without a hit there too.
They've certainly been given extra bases in this series, whether it's been the base on balls mostly, or in this case an error. And they've taken advantage of a lot of those free base runners. Ramirez now at first with 1 away. He stole a base earlier. Major league leader in stolen bases is now Jose Ramirez with his 17. Nasim Nunez of the Washington Nationals also has 17. Ramirez, who's had 7 20-20 seasons in his career, chased back to first by Rivero. Seemingly well on his way to his 8th. The stolen bases nearly knocked out already. 6 home runs as well.
I was trying to recall, there was a game where the Guardians were really aggressive. The Reed Detmers on the mound, stealing some bases.
There goes Ramirez again. Throw to second by Rivero. That's another stolen base for the Guardians. It's their 4th of this game, 3rd of this inning.
There's 4 stolen bases all season long, and Reed Detmer's on the mound. 1 caught, 1 pickoff.
You know, Ramirez will take off for third. He almost went right there. As the pitch to Hoskins misses ball 4.
All this action without even a hit in this inning.
Now batting for Cleveland, left fielder number 6, David Fry.
There was a game in August of 2023 in which the Reds had 4 stolen bases in a game against Detmers. So this is the 2nd time this has happened in his career. Ramirez might make it 5 if he gets a good jump off of second.
It's one of those times too, as the trail runner, you're waiting. I'm throwing right to second base. Hoskins is going.
Just because Ramirez takes off doesn't mean Hoskins has to, but he is getting a pretty big lead off first in case Ramirez goes. A strike in there to Fry, who wants to look at that. It looked like the umpire is granting him the challenge there. Why not? Dan Iasonia spoke to Fry after. It looked like he pointed to his helmet right away. The Guardians didn't say anything, not that I've seen from their dugout. No balls and a strike on Fry, and a ground ball hit to the left side. Neto will throw to second base, get the out there, over to first. Peraza fires for the double play.
Limited the damage there on that one. Big double play turn.
It's the 4th inning, and our Kia player profile once again is Mike Trout. His last MVP season, very similar numbers to the start of this season for Trout.
He is the heart of rock and roll for the Halos.
It is. 1 ball, no strikes on Trout, who flied to right field his first time. He's hit 9 of his 11 home runs on the road this year. Well, the Angels will get quite a bit of home cooking coming up starting Friday, a 10-game homestand. Scoreboard is back, by the way.
Perfect.
So when you get all the information now instead of just Guardians in gigantic letters. Bouncer up the middle. Rocchio from the outfield grass with a good throw to retire Trout.
Just need that at bat to get this offense going.
Let's see if Joe Adell can provide it. Struck out earlier, the only strikeout victim for Messick. Angels have not scored against a Cleveland starting pitcher in this series. In fact, they have not scored against any starting pitcher on this road trip. Noah Schultz of the White Sox is the last starting pitcher to give up a run against the Angels. Dylan Cease 7 scoreless on Friday. Savage only pitched 4 innings Saturday but gave up no runs. Spencer Miles was the opener for the Blue Jays Sunday, gave up no runs in 3 innings. Cantillo 6 scoreless on Monday. Ciccone 4 yesterday, and Messick into the 4th inning today. No runs scored against a starting pitcher the entire road trip.
That's why you're seeing a struggling team on this road trip.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Joe Adell. The Angels did pull off a win Sunday thanks to knocking around Eric Lauer in the second half of that game. Plus Jose Soriano was excellent. You can't just win the game Soriano pitches. The Angels are 7-2 in Soriano starts so far this year. And with everybody else on the mound, they are 9-25. Here's a fly to center field as Martinez backs up to make that catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting for Los Angeles, the designated hitter, number 12.
Soler hit a rocket last time. Rocchio made a nice play on it. Could be the spark right here with his power.
Angels have lost 10 of their last 11 on the road. Now, the first 2 road trips, they were 500 on the road. Went 3-4 against the Astros and Cubs, 4-3 against the Reds and Yankees. And only won 1 road game since then. It was
He's going to challenge that one there too.
Just a batter challenge.
So close here.
Yeah, Sonia getting a workout, having to come out from behind the plate today on these challenges. Soler wins this one.
2 left.
2 left.
Getting irritated. Well, that's not anybody else's fault. There we go again.
Another challenge. Wow.
Daniel Sonia, you're the next contestant on the ABS challenge system. And you were the previous handful of contestants.
He's going to be all right here. He's going to be a little happier.
He's going to get one back.
I got 1 left.
There you go.
I got 1 left. Yeah, that team.
3-0 is the count on Soler, who lined out his last time. One is a called strike, unchallenged.
Good hack there. That's what you want to see. 3-1. 10 career home runs against the Guardians. Sun went away now. A little chillier.
Yeah, what happened? Soler chases the 3-2 changeup in the dirt for strike 3. And Parker Messick has his first 1-2-3 inning. Join us at the Big A Friday, May 22nd. The Rangers will be in town. You'll walk away with a new addition to your hat collection. First 25,000 fans get a camo Trekker hat courtesy of Angels Radio AM 830. Angels.com/promotions for more.
What a perfect spot for that camo hat.
Pizzana, it's a bouncer. Grissom can't reach it. Neither can Peraza. It's a base hit. And Pizzana is on to lead off the 4th inning.
Hit hard though, about 104 off the bat. It's a pretty good range on this one. It's a little tough hop though. It skips by him. Just by Peraza, who's so good at second. He's got 3 defensive runs saved at second base this year already, Peraza. Involved in 7 double plays from that position.
See if Pizzana gets active on the bases as he skirts around and dives back in. Detmers has already been stolen on 4 times today.
Pizzana's got 7 stolen bases. He hasn't been caught yet.
We've seen Angel Martinez swipe 2 and Jose Ramirez as well. A Cleveland team that's run a lot to start this year. Ball 1 to Schneemann. I mean, the Guardians do all the little things. They steal bases. They bring in guys with a man on third and less than 2 outs. Their bullpen has been pretty intact and solid to begin the season.
And they're back. The Twins are back.
Yeah, then they got twin managers. Maybe that two brains are better than one. Schneemann fouls one behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. But this is why the Guardians exceed expectations every year. And this is how they do it. They pitch well. They do all the little things. They pick up the ball cleanly. They take extra bases. They do what it takes to win close games.
Yes, they do. And they do it consistently every year during the regular season. It's a more difficult test. We don't have a lot of power in the postseason.
Nice play by Grissom. Throws to second for 1. Neto gives it back. Double play.
Great play by Grissom. That's good range and a perfect throw. 3-6-3 double play. 2 double plays turned behind Detmers today. A couple turned behind Messick today, so the double play is in order.
2 outs and the base is empty with Hedges coming up.
Just like in that dugout for the Guardians, the double play.
Hedges has a couple of home runs in his career against Detmers as he looks at a strike. He's been hitting.
Yeah, he's hit the ball a lot better this year.
288 for Hedges. It's the one thing the Guardians have not been able to power their way to success in October. But they've gotten to October in all the ways in which we just described. And for an Angels team that has talented players and certainly a very good starting rotation right now, they have got to make themselves more like the Guardians in those regards of getting guys home, making all the plays, having a better bullpen. There are ways to get wins within the margins, and the Angels have not been able to do it. The Guardians have.
Wayne, home runs are hit on mistake pitches. So when you're facing pitchers and making pitchers pitches, you just got to put it in play. And that's the thing that the Halos are still trying to be more consistent doing.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hedges, who popped out his first time.
And that's why they at times struggle in the postseason, because you're facing top threes in the rotation, so there's not as many mistakes.
Yeah, you need to hit home runs in the playoffs. The Guardians made it to the American League Championship Series 2 years ago. It's not like they're one and done every year.
No, they battle. They're incredibly close games too they've had.
Hedges is down on strikes, and that ends the 4th. Last year, the Cleveland Guardians were 15.5 games out of first place on July 5th. And then they ended up winning the division. They went from being 15.5 out in 4th place to being the division champion by the end of it. Tigers did not play well down the stretch. They were still 10 games out on September 6th last year and found their way to the division title in just an improbable fashion, especially after losing Emmanuel Clase along the way and Luis Ortiz, who was part of their starting rotation. The Guardians made it happen over that final month of the season as they were able to win 22 of their last 30 for their 3rd division championship in the last 4 years.
That's amazing. To come back like they did last year and going through the different things they went through to get there.
Oswald Peraza leading off here in the 5th inning against Parker Messick. Ball hit hard up the middle, smothered and knocked down by Bazana, but he'll have no play. A base hit for Peraza.
That's a changeup hit well again. Mentioned the numbers versus changeups for Peraza this season. The slugger percentage over 600. Ball was hit almost 105 off the bat. That would have been a real tough play, the way Peraza runs anyhow.
You know, Peraza has done just about everything right so far in the first several weeks of this season. He's hit the ball hard. He's made pretty much every single play, whether he's played second base or third base. And whenever his name has been called upon off the bench as well, he has delivered in those moments.
Including a triple yesterday.
1 ball and no strikes on Neto, who drives one out to left. This is way back. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's long gone. Zach Neto in the number 6 spot in the order cracks a 2-run homer.
That was Magneto at his finest. Just about 108 miles per hour exit velocity. That was an angry swing and a crushed baseball. And yeah, we can't see it. But they can. The Guardians can. All of a sudden, it's just a 1-run game. That's a huge swing. That's the kind of swing that could get Neto going once again. That was a cutter that didn't get quite in far enough.
Well, in a run production spot in the order, there's 2 runs produced by Neto with 1 swing after the base hit by Peraza. The Angels make it a 1-run game. Here's Moncada as he takes ball 1 from Parker Messick.
Doesn't give up a lot of home runs, but that is a long way on that one.
Only the 2nd home run Messick has allowed in this ballpark this year. As Moncada out in front of a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Moncada just 1 for 20 now, batting right-handed. Hit into a double play his last time. Moncada's also made an error in this game that turned into a run after his error. Angel Martinez stole 2 bases and scored on a sac fly. It's 3-2 after Neto's homer. It's called strike 2 Moncada. It's 1 inch 2-2.
12 career home runs for Moncada. versus the Guardians.
Played a lot of games against them as a member of the White Sox. As he runs a full count here, it's 3-2. And there's ball 4. So Moncada is on base. 3 straight men have reached to start this 5th inning.
That smile right there for Zach Neto, and look at this pitch he drives, a cutter, getting that out in front. That's the swing. An elevated pitch against Neto has a good chance of going a long way. Look how far out in the plate that was, Wayne, where he got it. Catching that cutter before it gets right in on his hands.
Now Rivero squares to bunt first base side. It's a good bunt as Messick throws him out. So Rivero moves the tying run in scoring position with a sacrifice. Probably not a bad idea considering that Rivero has hit a lot of ground balls. And a double play spot there. You take the out, but you move the runner to second base and set up the next couple of guys.
Overall's the bat a lot better this season. Teodosio.
Fouled out on a bunt attempt his first time. Occasionally he'll run into one too. He'll send the ball a pretty long way. Base hit here could tie the game. Moncada at second base is the tying run. Teodosio cannot hold his swing. It's no balls and 2 strikes with Grissom on deck.
I'd see a couple change-ups in a row now.
Angels are back in this game after Neto's home run. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Reed Detmers allowed 2 runs in the first inning. He has not given up an earned run since then.
Just loving that swing there for Neto. Such an important swing. Got him on the hand, or did that get the bat?
I guess he got the bat. Teodosio takes off and he's thrown out by a step at first. So 2 outs as Moncada advances to third base. That ball hit the bottom of the bat and turned into an out for Teodosio.
They're looking in there to make sure of that.
And he shook his hand and then he ran.
Now batting for Los Angeles.
Looks like it got the knob of the bat and his hand.
First baseman number 5.
Definitely got a good piece of the knob of the bat. 2 outs as Grissom has a chance now to even up the score.
That's a good one wild pitch this season now with the man on third.
With that home run by Neto, the Angels have now scored on a starter for the first time on this road trip. They've made it a 3-2 game. That was the final score last night. Count now 2 balls, no strikes on Grissom, who walked to start the game today.
We feel with Mike Trout on deck, there's a real good chance he's going to get a fastball, but that's not always the case with Messick. He does have that good changeup. He'll throw it 2-0 counts nearly 30% of the time against righties.
He brought in a fastball and Grissom took it for strike 1.
Pretty firm fastball still for Messick at 96.
3 balls, 1 strike the count. And Grissom fouls this one toward the right out of play. It's 3-2. Not too bad of a crowd here on this afternoon game today. Had some field trips and stuff. A science fair day here at Progressive Field.
Yeah, we get to watch that firsthand in the dugout today.
Did you put your hazmat suit on?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I really was.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Grissom. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Messick powers the fastball by him to end the inning. Angels leave the tying run at third, but they get 2 in the inning. Zach Neto from the number 6 spot in the order today, cranking his 7th home run of the year. Now the Angels and Guardians have squared off every year since 1961, when the Angels entered the American League as the league's first new franchise, an expansion franchise, along with the Washington Senators that year, who became the Texas Rangers. They've played a lot of games against each other, and they've been almost a 50-50 split over the years. Just with the recent Cleveland dominance in this series against the Angels, that the Guardians have overtaken the all-time series lead, 344 to 341. Cleveland now has the edge. That's with them being 30-some games over 500 in the last 10 years against them. They had a lot of catching up to do.
Yes.
Brian Rocchio leads off here in the 5th inning, struck out his first time. Rocchio, he must need the adrenaline rush of having a man in scoring position to get some hits. Entering today, he has batted .382 with runners in scoring position and .248 otherwise. Leads the majors in both hits and RBIs from the number 9 spot in the order.
A lot of that makes you and leads you to believe that with no one on base, he's trying to hit a home run, over swinging. But with the guys in scoring position on base, he's shortening up and using the whole field.
He's a switch hitter. He has 22 RBIs from the number 9 spot in the order this season. 8
extra base hits.
And he swings and misses here. Strike 3. Detmers gets the high fastball by him for out number 1. It's 5 strikeouts, actually 4 strikeouts now for Detmers. Be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance at the Big A Monday, June 1st against the Rockies, and walk away with a new City Connect cooler tote courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Angels.com/promotions for more info.
Looking forward to wearing our City Connect polo shirt.
Yeah,
for that one, maybe.
Those are nice. Bust those out here soon.
We certainly haven't been able to do that on the road, that's for sure.
No, we had to bundle up.
Yes.
There's the Mandalorian and Grogu Star Wars jersey on the road here.
Your fave.
Angel Martinez with 1 out and the bases empty here in the 5th. Hit a home run to start this game. Then he reached on the Moncada error and scored another run in the 3rd inning.
It's that changeup, that 2-seam changeup from Detmers. So trying to elevate pitches against him here.
Martinez, just 24 years old, starting to show some signs of a breakout season with 7 homers and 7 steals on the year. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We saw him in right field yesterday. He's playing center field today. His dad, a former big leaguer, Sandy Martinez. That's in there. Strike 3 call.
He's going to challenge it.
It's a batter challenge.
And he's going to lose that one.
The Guardians will be out of challenges.
He's going to say none left.
They got 1 left. Check that. They got 0 left.
There you go.
Now batting for Cleveland.
They're out of challenges. And Detmers now does have his 5th strikeout, 3 in a row. 2 outs to bring up Ramirez. And Detmers has kept the Angels in this game after a couple of runs scored on him in the 1st inning. And he's been able to lock it in ever since. Ever since he got hit on the leg with that line drive, he's been a lot better.
Yep. He threw 26 pitches in the 1st inning.
Curveball drops in for a strike. I haven't seen a lot of those today from Detmers.
Usually you see that a lot first pitch. And it's 5%. So a lot more 4-seam fastballs today. Fastballs in general coming in. He came in at 44% fastball usage.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Not a bad changeup he just threw there. Ramirez has had a tough time with changeups, as everyone on this Guardians lineup so far this season has.
Out in front of that one as he fouled it off.
So he's throwing a curveball in the sequence, a changeup, and a slider.
2-2 the count on Ramirez. Guardians 3 runs, 3 hits today. Cleveland really has not hit much in this series. Ramirez hits a 1-out to short as Neto snags it out of the dirt and throws him out 2-away. All right, that's 3 outs. 1-2-3 inning for Detmers. On this date in baseball history, Stan Musial reaching his 3,000th career hit at Wrigley Field in a Cardinals-Cubs game, as called by Harry Carey when he was doing Cardinals radio on KMOX. Yesterday, another milestone at Wrigley was Ernie Banks' 500th career home run against the Atlanta Braves.
2 of the all-time greats. Lucky enough to have a conversation with both of them.
It's Trout fouling one off. I think the issue is the former Cardinal producer in the truck gave us the Stan Musial highlight, but not the Ernie Banks one. It was May 13th, 1958 when Musial got there, and Banks May 12th, 1970 at Wrigley Field.
Amazing. Every time I think of Stan Musial, same amount of hits on the road and at home throughout his career.
Well, Trout it really is in the same boat when it comes to career home runs. He's very close on road and home homers. He actually has only skewed it to having more home runs on the road in his career because of his numbers this year. He's hit 9 of his 11 home runs on the road this season. That has put his road homers over the top of his home runs in his career. But he strikes out here, and he's 0 for 3 today against Messick.
That's that changeup right there. It's been a good pitch for him. But yeah, when you think about Trout and home runs, very, very close to being exactly the same.
1 away here in the 6th inning. Trout, as he currently sits in his career, has hit 206 at home and 209 on the road.
A lot of home games coming up.
This bouncer up the middle. It's Rocchio shifting over to make the play, and a good throw retires Adele. 2 outs. Typically, 3rd time through the order has been a rough spot for Messick. Opponents have hit .353 against him in these situations, but 0 for 3 so far today.
It's been a common theme for all the Guardians starters.
Cantillo 6 innings. I mean, Ciccone 447 3rd time through the order. They didn't even let him face anybody the 3rd time yesterday. Got him out of the game before that could happen. Jorge Soler the batter with 2 outs. No balls at 2 strikes. Messick still throwing hard here, 95.
He's been able to run that 4-seamer inside on the hands of right-handed batters, but then he fades that changeup away. Showing all those strikeouts with his changeup. Coming in the game 28 and with a 44.2 whiff percentage.
Tremendous value on all of his pitches this year. His fastballs especially. His changeup as well. He does not have a negative run value on any of his pitches this season. They've all been on the plus side.
He's got a lot of different pitches.
See 6 different offerings from Messick, although he has not thrown his slider much today. Swing and a miss. Soler down on strikes, and Messick with a 1-2-3 6th. Bottom of the 6th here at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Reed Detmers has been able to keep the Guardians off balance largely today. A couple of double play balls behind Detmers as well. He has 5 strikeouts in this game, including 3 straight strikeouts in the 4th and 5th innings. Detmers, after allowing 2 runs in the 1st, has not allowed an earned run since then. Has kept the Halos in this game, allowing just 3 hits through 5 innings so far today. Chase DeLauder leads off here in the 6th inning. DeLauder had a base hit in the 1st and drove in a run with a sac fly in the 3rd as Detmers issues a strike. You know, throughout this series, Cleveland has just 14 total hits in these 3 games. There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop Neto as he charges in to throw out DeLauder. Matt Festa is throwing in the Cleveland bullpen as Messick has been able to get through 6 innings. But in this series now, the Guardians have batted just 189 as a team. They are 14 out of 74 overall in this series, and yet they've won the first 2 games and have a lead here in the 3rd game as well. Rhys Hoskins fouls one back, but they could end up batting under 200 in this series and sweep it if this score holds up. Well, the base on balls was a big issue for the Angels in the opening game of this series. Yesterday and today they just haven't hit enough to overcome the few runs that Cleveland has scored. 1 ball 1 strike on Rhys Hoskins playing first base today. Hoskins has struck out and walked. Hoskins has started to bounce around a bit as he has gotten older in his career, now 33 years old. The Phillies for many years, last couple of years with Milwaukee. Still had 26 homers for the Brewers 2 years ago. He fouls this one away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pretty good stretch. He had 5 straight seasons hitting at least 26 home runs beginning in 2018.
A lot of pull power, really, when you think about him in his career.
So many homers very early in his career. I mean, he was up there with the all-time greats as far as the very beginning. His first 40 major league games, he had the 2nd most RBIs ever. He was sandwiched between Albert Pujols and Joe DiMaggio on that list.
That's a pretty good list.
Maybe he should have worn number 5 then. Could have kept it going. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Hoskins. Ground ball pulled to the left side. Neto knocks it down and will not able to regain it in time to get the out as Hoskins is safe at first. Neto had a moment there where if he had recovered he would have been able to still get Hoskins, but he just took an extra moment from there and was unable to make the play.
He's trying to plant and then throw, but unable to get the grip of the baseball.
It's ruled a hit. You certainly could make the argument the other way.
Yeah, if he's able to get it that one quick hop, he would definitely be able to throw, but that arm he has.
I mean, you basically have to stand there like a statue to be given an error at this point. Every single thing is a hit. You have to make any movement whatsoever. It's a hit. Used to be extraordinary movement. That's how it was described. Out of the ordinary effort, then you'd be given a hit. But now it's beyond extraordinary effort. It is just any effort whatsoever that goes into a play that's not made. It's a hit. 1 ball 1 strike on David Fry. Now 2-1.
Well, this right now it's huge here for Detmers. See if he can get him to roll over and get a double play. He's already had 2 turn.
Fry hit into one of those when he ended the 3rd inning. Talked about the versatility of Schneemann playing center field and 3rd base on back-to-back days. Well, Fry has caught and played left field in 2 of the 3 games in this series. Sam Bachman getting ready in the Angels bullpen.
Still pretty decent, manageable pitch count at 94. You get to that point of the year where you're going to see a starting pitcher get stretched in that 100-110 mark. That's how you win games. That's the only way you're going to win games as a starter anymore, is to be able to get through that 6th, 7th inning. Especially here now when you're down by 1, your mindset has to be you got to be almost selfish out there. Say, I got to be able to get through this inning, get a chance to get a W. That sometimes helps you.
Detmers at 95 pitches. His season high 104 was in his second start of the year against the Mariners.
Well, he tied him up with that slider.
He's thrown at least 90 pitches in all of his starts. Detmers has been able to at least give the Angels a pretty full tank every time he's been out there so far this year. Another 3-2 coming to Fry. First to check on Hoskins. Catch him napping, I guess. Probably not going to try to take off here.
No, even on a 3-2 count with 1 out, no chance. Hasn't attempted a stolen base yet this year.
Bigger lead now.
Still had him going back.
Well, there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Detmers with his 6th strikeout puts away Fry.
It's still pretty good velo on his fastball. 94. It's a great follow through he had on that one too.
So 2 outs and Bazana will bat at a base hit his last time.
Good fastball again. 95. That was a pretty good pitch, that slider. I think that could have been challenged and would have won that one.
One ball, 2 strikes to count now.
Another firm fastball, number 95. Pitch number 100. There's a lot of that running the stairs. Strong lower half.
Little looper behind short coming in. Trout, he won't get there. It's a base hit. Check swing, pop up that fell in.
It's that swing again. We talk about the Guardians just making contact.
Guardians threatening now with 2 outs. Detmers just over the 100 pitch mark. As he'll face the left-handed batting Daniel Schneemann after we take a ride with Hyundai.
A car that sees what you can't, how it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Travis Bazana has 2 hits today against Detmers in a lefty-lefty matchup. He's going to be a good player.
Yeah, when you have an eye like that, eventually starts squaring up the baseball consistently, plays a solid defense. There's a reason why he won 1.
Well, here is Schneemann, who hit into a double play his last time, grounding it to Grissom at first. Loops this one to left center and has a base hit. Hoskins heads for the plate. A 2-out RBI for Schneemann, a big insurance run for the Guardians, and they lead it 4-2.
It's going to be a frustrating one. More than likely that probably be the last batter now.
Detmers just couldn't get through the inning. A couple of 2-out hits by left-handed batters. Bazana and Schneemann add a run to this Cleveland lead. Don't miss a moment this season with Angels.tv. Stream the entire season with the Angels territory for just $89.99. Watch games at home or on the go and stay connected all year long. Subject to national exclusivities. Angels.tv for details and start streaming today. Angels now down by 2 as Sam Bachman takes over for Reed Detmers.
He's trying to keep this a 2-run deficit. He's been throwing the ball exceptionally well.
Detmers rolled through 5 2/3 innings until those back-to-back hits with 2 outs to the lefties Bazana and Schneemann added a very important run for Cleveland.
And neither one of those baseballs were hit hard.
Bazana's on a half swing, and Detmer's frustrated that he was unable to finish that inning. To change the temperature for the Angels going into the final 3 innings of this game. Now they'll have a bigger hill to climb against a very good Cleveland bullpen. Assuming that we'll see the bullpen sooner than later, but Messick might not be quite done yet.
Especially the way he threw the ball last half inning. Huge jump.
And a double steal for the Guardians, although Rivero is asking for interference, and I think he has been granted enough interference for the runners to be sent back to second and first.
That was a nice play by Rivera because he basically looked like he initiated that one. You see that backswing though by Hedges. You got to always go forward like that for that purpose at the very least.
Caught Rivero under the mask with the end of that bat. The chopper off the bat of Hedges as Neto plays it to first, and that ends the inning. But a run on 3 hits chases Reed Detmers and makes it a 4-2 game. We'll have the Freeway Series starting on Friday night. The Angels swept the Dodgers in both Freeway Series last year, going 6-0 against the eventual world champs. The Angels have 7 straight wins overall against the Dodgers. They'll put that on the line Friday night at the Big A, a 6:30 start Friday with Jack Kohanowitz on the mound. We'll see Jose Soriano on Saturday night, and still TBD on Sunday, although the name Grayson Rodriguez has started to pop up. As Rodriguez has been able to get through a few of his rehab starts, through 90 pitches in his last one, and sounds like he might be headed back to the big leagues sooner than later.
Yeah, real close. I'll tell you, if we get the good version of Grayson, you got a chance to add a real good pitcher to your rotation. The starting rotation has been overall has been really good.
Yeah, really good. 4th best in the American League dating back over the last month. A 3.87 ERA. Petey Halpin is now in the game in center field as he takes over for Martinez out there. Martinez has shifted to left field, which takes David Fry out of the game.
Got to get on base. That bring a tying run to the dish.
It's Peraza leading off here in the 7th. He got on in front of Zach Neto last time when Neto hit a 2-run homer. Only run so far against Parker Messick, and 2 of the only 3 hits he has given up. Swing and a miss by Peraza on the changeup as Messick gets another strikeout, 1 away. Zach Neto parked one his last time.
Cutter jumped on it. Number 7. Giving him now 20 RBIs on the season for Neto. Definitely gets a pretty good height at his home runs.
Messick now has 6 strikeouts today as Neto has been on base twice, also walked in the 2nd inning. Rivero had an infield hit in the 3rd. Peraza with his infield hit in the 5th inning, and then Neto with that home run behind him. It's the only hit for the Angels that's left the infield in this game. Good performance from Messick, who's trying to improve to 5-1 on the year. His ERA right now is 2.36, making his 9th start.
Hasn't thrown him that cutter yet. Threw him a sinker first pitch. It's a home run ball, was a cutter.
2 balls and a strike. Check swing, and he went too far. It's 2-2.
Boy, that whiff percentage on his changeup, you can see why. Over 44%.
Moncada bats after Neto. One popped up. DeLauder over in foul ground is out of room. That ball's off the screen.
Almost got him off the carom.
Hit one of those fans off that ricochet. Hit that screen and came down. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland has their bullpen up. So pretty much all of their relievers yesterday, including Cade Smith, who closed it out.
A 4-out save yesterday.
Throw that many pitches in the 9th inning. I'd imagine he'd be available today for a save chance. Neto with a ground ball, base hit. He's been on base 3 times.
It's good to see. Got a fastball there, 4-seamer. Quick hands here. More relaxed today. Like that, you have that tying run come to the plate.
There's Festa still throwing in the Guardian bullpen. He'd been up before. Here's Moncada, who only has 1 hit from the right side of the plate this year. Ball 1 from Messick. Moncada did draw a walk his last time. Angels have mostly lefties on their bench. Including Nolan Shonwell, who was given the day off against the lefty starter.
Yeah, Lowe and Frazier.
Even Martinez, another catcher. All left-handed batters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Messick over 100 pitches now.
Really tried to overthrow that changeup.
One other game in progress today. Baltimore all over the Yankees 5-0. Adley Rutschman is homered.
He's been swinging the bat much better this season.
Kyle Bradish throwing the ball very well for the Orioles today. Max Fried did not. Got knocked out early in that one.
Big pitch here now for Moncada. Could a base hit or work a walk?
Swings and misses over the changeup for strike 3. Moncada now 1 for 21 against lefties this year. 2 outs.
I think close enough to the strike zone. He had a swing at it. It's a great changeup again. Another swing and miss on it.
Looks like the end of the day for Parker Messick. 6 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts. A leave to a nice hand here at Progressive Field. Now the Cleveland Guardians have won the first 2 games of this series. Their starting pitching has been pretty spotless. Parker Messick adding to that today, 7 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings, as he put himself in line for the win, giving up just 2 runs so far. The homer to Zach Neto. The only 2 runs allowed by a Guardian starter in this series. Messick, with all of his different pitches that he throws, mixed it up today to keep the Angels at bay. Messick does leave with a man aboard as Adam Frazier bats for Rivero and takes ball 1 against Matt Festa.
Well, if he gets that ball in the inside part of the plate, that's his power.
If Frazier gets on here, it looks like Nolan Shonwell would bat for Teodosio. If the Angels can get moving with the lefties off their bench against now a righty in the game. Throw to first base, chases back Neto.
Good count to look for something on that inner half for Frazier.
Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Frazier's hit 1 home run so far as an Angel. Check swing, fouls 1 back. Frazier, another player on this ball club that has hit much better on the road. 60 points better away from Angel Stadium than at home. See if the Angels can redirect some of their hits in their home ballpark once they get back Friday to face the Dodgers. Dodgers haven't announced starters yet for that series, so it sounds like Blake Snell will be back.
Yeah, you'll probably see him either Friday or Saturday.
Soft ground ball in between first and second. Bazana's over to make the play, and that ends the 7th inning. Get ready for the World Cup when we bring the pitch to the Big A. An Angels soccer jersey. The first 25,000 fans Friday, June 12th against Tampa Bay will take home an Angels soccer jersey courtesy of Miller Children's and Women's Hospital. Visit angels.com/promotions. The Tampa Bay Rays have the best record in the American League. They are 28-13.
That is unreal.
They have pitched extremely well to start the year. If you look at their roster, I mean, not really any standout performances necessarily, just playing well all together.
Some of the bats they moved during the winter too. Their pitching though has been unreal. I mean, when you dominate like that, you always have a chance to win, especially in the bullpen to go along with the starters.
The Rays only have 3 players with more than 2 home runs so far this year. Junior Camanero's hit 11, Jonathan Aranda's hit 8, and Yandy Diaz has 5. Everybody else has 2 or fewer. They don't have anybody hitting 300. Aranda leads the team in OPS at 864. They are figuring it out mostly on the pitching side. Nick Martinez has pitched well. McClanahan has done a good job since coming back. Nobody believes that they're going to sustain it. But with the record that they've put together, they'd have to really collapse to miss the playoffs already.
And when you look at the American League right now, they would probably be one of the teams you think out their favorite.
Rocchio flies out to left to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out. It's about lunchtime in California, so let's find out what we're eating at Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Drew Rasmussen has also pitched well for Tampa Bay, but again, no real hugely standout performers, pitching or hitting. As Bachman fires one to the backstop over the feet of Martinez, who's had a good series.
Always your goal as a pitcher every once in a while to make the hitter move his feet. Let's take it to the limit.
Our biggest crowd of the series, 21,142 today.
I can imagine the Big A is just going to be packed this weekend.
I would say so. It'll be loud for those 3 days against the Dodgers, no question.
Well, the energy in that series over the last few seasons, especially at the Big A, is unreal. It's off the charts.
Dodgers have hit a snag here lately. They have not played well over the last few weeks.
Yeah, they've lost 4 games in a row by 4 or more runs for the first time, I think, since 1936.
Overall, they're 9-14 in their last 23 games. Their offense largely has been carried by guys they weren't really counting on. You know, Shohei hasn't done a whole lot offensively. He's pitched extremely well, but his offense has not been the same as it usually is. And Mookie Betts has been out. He just came back. In 1936, the last time the Dodgers lost 4 straight by 4 or more runs. They've been outscored 29-9 in the last 4 games. Always interesting when the Angels and Dodgers get together, and they'll play 3 at the Big A this weekend. Their 3 at Dodger Stadium will be in early June.
Last year, triple play turned by Zach Neto against Shohei Ohtani at the plate.
That was unbelievable. It's the perfect confluence for Zach Neto to turn that triple play. Swing and a miss as Bachman puts away Martinez. 2 outs. And a line drive right to the bag As Neto caught it, stepped on second, fired it to first, and retired everybody.
Going forward, I know the Guardians come to the Big A. I think it's in August. Martinez, you have to elevate pitches against them. Tied him up there with a slider upstairs.
Martinez started this game with a home run, reached on an error in the third inning, stole 2 bases, and scored again. He struck out in the 2 times since then. Ramirez walked and scored earlier. He has 2 steals today. Lifts this one foul. This has been about as quiet offensively as you can imagine Jose Ramirez to be. He is 0 for 10 in this series.
And that's the frustrating thing for the Angels. The one guy, you know, it's had the most success, and you've done a good job against him. Yet, unless you come back in this game, you're going to lose all 3.
And Cleveland has barely batted .200 in this series. They have not had many hits. They have scored enough. They have not given up much. The Angels have only put up 4 runs total in the first 3 games of this series. The first 2 games rather, and 2 more today. So they've scored 2 runs in each of these 3 to this point. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ramirez. Angels in danger of going 1-11 on their last 2 road trips. Ramirez with a hard ground ball. Sliding stop by Peraza from his knees. Throws out Ramirez.
Boy, he is so good at second base. The range he has and the strong throwing arm. No panic at all. Makes a real good play. Finish off the inning.
Los Angeles is the left fielder number 2.
Halo fans, join your Angels at the Big A for more info on upcoming games, including exciting matchups, giveaways, and more. Angels.com/tickets. Interesting architecturally here in Cleveland, because you got a lot of old buildings, then you have some new buildings that pop up, and then you got this mix and match of old and new.
Yes.
Around downtown Cleveland. There are not a lot of buildings to begin with, so then it really stands out how some of them look very old and some of them are much newer.
They certainly all seem to be right around the stadium here. You give that good view.
Yeah, there it is. Best view in Cleveland. 1 ball, 1 strike on Teodosio, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Teodosio is 0 for 2 today. He grounded out on a ball that hit the knob of his bat in his last time up. Facing Eric Sabrowski, who strikes him out, 1 away.
The strikeout by Halo hitters today.
Batting for Los Angeles, the leadoff hitter and the first baseman, number
8 of them.
5, Vaughn Grissom.
Mentioned the Angels had Nolan Shonowell geared up to bat for Teodosio in the 7th inning if Adam Frazier reached, but Frazier did not, and they kind of lost your spot to use Shonowell. The lefty on the mound, Sabrowski, and then you'll have Cade Smith likely in the 9th inning as Grissom takes ball 1. Guardians are out of challenges for what that could be worth here in a 2-run game in the final couple of innings. Two balls, no strikes on Grissom with Trout on deck. There's Zephyr-John getting ready in the Angels bullpen.
Listen, this got to get on base here with Trout coming up next.
Alek Manoah sitting down there after pitching 5 innings on Monday. Probably not any use for Manoah again in this series, but he's down in the bullpen. He's rocking those cool sunglasses that
Yes,
he wears.
he is. Eric and I had fun with him on the pregame show yesterday.
3 balls and no strikes on Grissom.
Got to be a take here.
And it's a take for ball 4. So Mike Trout will come to the plate representing the tying run. There he is, looking sharp down there with those shades.
Now
Manoah.
batting for Los Angeles, the center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
If you're a fan in the stands, and you're a little nervous right now. 2-run lead and Trout's coming to the plate. Some big time success in his career against the Guardians.
First pitch, ball one from Sabrowski, who's allowed just 3 home runs in 60 major league innings. He is the major league leader in holds this year. He has held 15 times in his 21 appearances so far this season. And that ball in the dirt. Trout pointing Grissom to second. That ball did not hit Trout. So Grissom goes on a wild pitch.
6 straight out of the zone. And actually going again with the Guardians.
Now Hedges goes out to chat with Sabrowski here. Sabrowski yesterday worked 1 inning. He pitched in the 7th, walked 2 hitters and struck out 3.
So he's already now in his 3rd batter faced.
Franco Alderman, who entered in the 8th inning yesterday, got sent to AAA today, and Cody Hoyer, coming up from Columbus, is in the bullpen. There's a strike. Trout. The Angels still having 2 challenges left.
He would have won that one.
Didn't go for it. Now 2 balls and 1 strike the count. It's yanked toward the left field corner, foul. Seems like Trout has let a lot of potential winnable challenges go by here lately. Some guys just seem like they don't trust it yet.
Especially guys that have this, generally a real good idea of the strike zone to begin with.
Counts now 2-2. Grissom at second. And that's upstairs to Trout, ball 3.
Another full count for Trout.
Trout has not gone on base today. He has that streak of 25 straight starts, reaching safely against the Guardians dating back to 2017. And he takes strike 3. This time Trout will challenge.
It's a batter challenge.
I think I got the zone too.
Well, the one he didn't challenge would have been a ball. This one, though, is strike 3.
1 run.
Big out for Sabrowski, 2 away. Now Joe Adell, who has homered 6 times off a left-handed pitcher this year, stands in as the tying run.
Ooh, he had a pitch to drive there. You can just tell by his reaction.
After that strikeout, the Angels are now just 2 for 17 with runners in scoring position in this series. Oh, 0-2 on Adell. That one bounces all the way to the backstop, and Grissom will go to third on the 2nd wild pitch of the inning.
Really overthrew that curveball. In the game, Grissom done a nice job of that leadoff spot. 2 walks, bringing the big boys up. That's well in front of the plate.
So the Angels can at least get 1 here. Grissom now on the doorstep. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joe Adell.
You would think he's not going to throw that nasty curveball now. He's worried about the dirt. He got more of the plate on that one too because of that.
Slider that time. More of the strike throwing type pitch. That curveball that he tends to bounce. Two and 2.
Neto with a solid game. Trying to get an opportunity, maybe come around and swing the bat this inning.
Well, fouls off another. Mentioned Max Fried left that Yankees-Orioles game after just a few innings. Yankees say he has elbow soreness and is headed to see the doctor tomorrow for imaging. Yankees already without Rodon and Cole. They've pitched pretty well this year. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Adele. Launch out to the right, foul and out of play.
Baseball will carry very well to right field here today.
Angels have 1 homer in this game. Zach Neto with a 2-run shot in the 6th inning. Adele can go deep here. He would tie it up. It's 4-2 in the 8th. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Reed Detmers 5 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Parker Messick 6 2/3, allowed just 2 runs. The Toyota players of the game, as the starting pitchers both gave their teams a chance to win. Messick and the Guardians are 3 outs away from a series sweep.
And combined for 13 strikeouts between the 2 lefties.
Ryan Zefferjohn leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. Cleveland scored 2 in the first off Detmers and got an unearned run in the 3rd inning. Pushed one across in the 6th with 2 outs after back-to-back hits. With 2 out in that inning, including Daniel Schneeman's RBI that brought in the 4th Guardian run. It was a big insurance run for Cleveland. Meanwhile, the Angels have scored only on the 2-run homer by Zach Neto in the 5th inning. Chase DeLauder leads off here in the 8th against Zefferjohn.
And Zardo on deck for the Guardians.
He would bat for the right-handed hitting Hoskins. He'll take over at first base for the 9th inning. 2 balls and a strike as DeLauder fouls one away. Looks like Smith is up after recording 4 outs yesterday. He'll get right back on the horse for another save chance today. Already has 12 saves this year to lead the American League. Full count on DeLauder, who has a base hit and an RBI today. Ball sharply yanked foul. Still full count, 3-2. DeLauder has kept his average up even though he's only hit 1 home run over the last handful of weeks now. Lines this ball the other way and has another hit. It's his 2nd today.
Yeah, he goes the other way really well.
So the leadoff man on here in the 8th inning, and we'll take a step out for Kia. Kyle Manzardo will be the pinch hitter for Hoskins. Last year, the Guardians outfield had the lowest OPS in the major leagues. DeLauder and Angel Martinez have certainly stepped up this year, even though Kwan has not had his best season so far. It's been a big step in the right direction, what DeLauder and Martinez have brought to this offense in the outfield.
Put him around that lineup with Jose Ramirez. All of a sudden, you got a pretty deep lineup. Not a lot, necessarily a ton of power. Guys that get those extra base hits and run well.
Cleveland has not had an outfielder hit 30 homers in a season since Grady Sizemore did it roughly 20 years ago. There's some hope that DeLauder would end that streak, and he still might. Hit all those home runs in the first week of the season. Now he's been out-homered by Angel Martinez, who has hit 7 to lead the team. Lauder has 6. We'll see if either of them could end up at 30 by the end of the year. Manzardo at 27 last year. He has just 2 so far this season.
A lot of cold weather here in Cleveland early on. It's difficult to be consistent as far as the power.
Chilly again today, 55 degrees at game time. That is a called third strike. Manzardo didn't challenge. The Guardians can't challenge. Well, that might have been one they could have if they had any left.
Just barely
got there.
Touching it. 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Zephyr.
Now it seems that Bachman and Zephyr have stepped into being the 2 highest quality relievers the Angels have right now. As Petey Halpin batting for the first time today floats one to left center. Trout calls off Teodosio to make the catch 2 away.
Trout looking at Teodosio. I know you love to go in front of Joe Adell quite a bit. You're not going in front of me.
The second baseman, number 37.
Still awaiting Ben Joyce's return in that bullpen. Certainly he'll be a valuable asset once he does come back. His rehab is sort of stalled here in the last few days. We'll see if Joyce can get back out there again sooner than later.
What is the energy besides that fastball he brings? Just as soon as that bullpen gate opens up, fans just love seeing Ben Joyce run out there, kind of like Mason Miller down there in San Diego.
Certainly a Miller type arm. We've seen what Miller has brought to the Padres after what he did for the A's. The Angels have a guy like that in Ben Joyce. Just hasn't been available to them really over the last year now. Bazana has 2 hits today as he takes strike 2. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning, the Angels will have Soler, Peraza, and Neto. Still have Nolan Shonowell available on the bench.
Wait, that was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Zephyr.
Ride it up there every now and then. It's off the plate. Well, you can't really hit for Omar Martinez now because you've already used both of your catchers today. So if this game does get to that number 8 spot in the order, Martinez might be finding himself in a big at bat. Bazana's out in front of that, strike 3, and Zephyr with a scoreless inning keeps it 4-2. We'll see if the Angels can battle back in the 9th.
And going back to our Hyundai key for the game today, trying to make some noise here in the 9th inning. Rebel yell. Zach Neto has certainly made a lot of noise. A single, 2-run home run, and a walk today. If we get a chance to be able to bring that tying run or go-ahead run up when he comes to the plate in this inning. Rebel yell, come on, Wayne.
This is it. Angels need to find a rebellious way to come back in this one to avoid a sweep in this series. They are down 4-2 against the Guardians, and their closer Cade Smith is on the mound. 18 pitches to get 4 outs yesterday. And first pitch ball to Jorge Soler. Smith retired all 4 batters that he faced last night, working an inning and a third for his 12th save, which leads the American League. 1 ball, 1 strike on Soler.
Fastball sweeper splitter. Touches 98 with his fastball.
There's the big fastball to get a swing and a miss from Soler. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Soler, Peraza, Neto due up. A ball in the dirt makes it 2-2. Angels trying to avoid a 1-11 road stint, considering the last 2 road trips. 0-6 last time, trying to avoid 1-5 here, and Soler is down on strikes, 1 away.
3 times punched out today.
It's 11 strikeouts from the Cleveland pitching staff in this game.
Runs it, challenges him with a fastball, gets it by him.
Angels struck out 13 times yesterday and 9 on Monday. Oswald Peraza has a single and a run scored today. Neto followed up that Peraza hit with his 2-run homer. Angels still have 1 challenge left as Peraza looks at a second strike.
That would have been close. That might have been a ball.
Count 1-2. Jack Onowitz on the mound Friday night. The Freeway Series will get started at 6:30 at the Big A. That is strike 3 call to Peraza.
That was close to a ball also.
That would have been, I think, a 1 challenge. I mean, this is the time to use them. 9th inning in a 2-run game. This is the leverage spot. As high leverage as it could be, with 1 challenge left, you got to use it. Zach Neto looks at a strike. He's been on base all 3 times he's come up today. 2-run homer in the 5th. The only offense from the Halos this afternoon. Messick in line for the win over Detmers. Have the Kia postgame show coming up.
Should get a fastball here.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Angels have scored just 2 runs in each of these 3 games. They've gone just 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position in this series. And the sweep is complete as Cade Smith strikes out the side in the top of the 9th.
Some missed opportunities. A tough one again for the Halos. The Guardians pitch. They put the ball in play. Had some clutch hits. And that bullpen, outstanding. Messick, really, really good. You can see why. Such a good pitcher.
Angels struck out 13 times today. The last 6 outs were all strikeouts. And it's a 4-2 final. We'll wrap it up in a moment.